Good morning, brave awakened ones. Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, medical empathic intuitive, certified holistic integrative health nurse, spiritual counselor and guide, author. First, I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters and subscribers. You guys are awesome. And if you want more information about my services, check out the link below, higherrealmholistics.com. Also, my blog, divineyoungsouls.blogspot.com. I always put the link there. It's basically for people who are newly awakened and ascending. And I've had that blog since 2012 that I update on the regular. And also I'll give information about my sessions and webinars. And I'm also a Usui Reiki master. Oh, there goes the eagle right above my head when I start talking. Oh, darn, I wanted to share it with you to show it was an eagle, not a vulture. It's always two eagles, not two eagles, hawks, two hawks. They were by my window before because I didn't feel like doing this. And then they just kept circling my bedroom window to snap me out of the trance basically I was in to come out here and finally do this. And now they both came, swooped down, went around and went back over that way again. The hawks. Okay, so this is NRV number 6. Okay, NRV number 6. You know, this is my type of quote-unquote news report. Okay, new revelation video number 6. And it has to do with the remote viewings that I do and certain timeline experiences that I do that has to do with what we're going through right now. It has to do with the current events, which is not something I really wanted to get involved with. I have been doing this for a few years now and just writing it down in my journal, all this information. There goes the hawk. Writing down my information. And then I hope you guys could see it from there. Oh wow, how cool is that? Writing down the information. Oh, I have to show it to you. Look. I hope you saw it. I hope you saw it. I hope you guys saw it. Because it always stays right above my head. Here it is, and here's its friend, its mate. 3 of them, yeah. They stay circling around me as I do this. There we go. Any which ways, enough of that. Wonder if the Monarch Butterfly is going to show up, which happened my last update. A Monarch Butterfly showed up just as I was talking about Jeffrey Epstein, a big one too. I mean, that sucker was like half the size of my hand, and it landed right there in the corner of my terrace, of my balcony. And I showed it to you guys just then, and then it flew away. Of course, that was no coincidence. He's very much involved. His aunt's very much involved in the MK Ultra thing, so that's why the Monarch Butterfly showed up. Monarch Butterflies don't come and just land on my terrace. I'm on the 3rd floor. Okay. Any which way. So this is NRV number 6. New Revelations number 6 report. And this is to give some new stuff and also to reveal some and to tell you guys about some confirmation that I received also. And y'all know how I'm not involved in the whole political scene. You know, I do once in a while when I receive their videos or somebody sends me a video, I do watch these videos from certain people. As confirmation, I always say, hey, Oversoul, send me whatever confirmation I need to see and hear, you know, so I can know I'm not going nuts and that I'm on the right track and to give out whatever information I need to give. But, you know, a lot of them, they talk, you know, very in politicalese style, you know, when it comes to the Dems and the, you know, wow, it's back again. Woo! when it talks about the Dems and it talks about the conservatives, blah blah, they're all one and the same, because guess what? The Bushes were Republicans. They're all in the same bed. Okay, so I don't discern between the two. They're all the freaking same. Okay, and those people who do those reports, they'll see, they acknowledge it once in a while, but they still talk in the dualistic way when it comes to politics. I don't know if that makes them feel better, but it's all one and the freaking same. So in reference to that, a really great confirmation came from Red Pill 78. That's the channel, Red Pill 78, and I will post the full video in my community page. You guys, take a look at the community page, because I put a lot of stuff in the community page, a lot of confirmations and stuff I receive in the community page. So Red Pill 78, I just came across their video. Literally, I was coming out of it, and then I was guided to turn on YouTube, to put on YouTube, and then literally this video started playing, this confirmation. Let me tell you what happened right before that happened. I was going to wake up, and then I was guided to go back to have a remote view, and the remote view I received was, I saw these big white ships, these cargo ships, and things were being taken off the cargo ships, but it was they were like military police there. There was a lot of stuff going down, let's put it that way. Bad stuff going down and everything. And then again, Australia came up. Remember I said to you guys last week, when I had that remote viewing of Lucifer landing and everything, and Sydney, Australia being one of the major spots where bad stuff goes down. And so now I got my confirmation on what's going down in Australia. And it also ties into me personally on what it is I'm guided more and more as to what the new healing centers I'm going to be opening up what their first major focus point is, which, trust me, I did not know. I thought it was something completely different. So with Red Pill 78, he was talking about how there was some major, 2 tons, I think it is, drug bust at the ports of Long Beach in California. And these ships were bound for Australia. He didn't say where in Australia, but again, the report I received last week was Sydney, Australia is where a lot of shit goes down. A lot of this, a lot of the bad people who control this are in Sydney, Australia. So, so Sydney, Australia has something to do with it. And he said those ships were bound for Australia, and it was 2 tons worth of drugs, of heroin and fentanyl, all that kind of shit was going down. Now, how that connects with me, and also I have to tell you guys, it's in my face too. How that connects with me is, especially when it comes to the fentanyl, is my healing center, the first big healing center that I have to open down here in South Florida. Our major focus is helping people to rehab and get off and cleanse their systems in a natural way in order to help them ascend off of these drugs. This is not something I expected at all. And to focus on their neurological system and how, how the neurological system's affected. It goes very much in depth. I have binders and binders full. I'm not going to bore you guys with all this medical terminology and stuff that I know. But it's very connected to that. Okay, and I had mentioned in the past, briefly in passing, my own experience when it comes to fentanyl. I dove out a heck of a lot of it, working in surgery, working in special procedures. And these really strange planes and helicopters passed so close and so low in front of me for the past month. Well, the helicopter's always been, but these strange looking planes all the time. Any which ways. So that has been my experience with fentanyl, and my very negative experience with fentanyl came last year when somebody that was training me, he set me up. He was stealing fentanyl. Not only was he on drugs, but he was also stealing fentanyl. And he stole over 30 vials of fentanyl using my name. And I had a huge investigation with the director of pharmacy coming down, all these directors, me having to talk into the black box. All us medical people know what the hell that means when they drag you into a room, a single chair room, and have you talking to a freaking black box on the table. And they're like, you know, we know your reputation. We've spoken to so many people, and they know this is not coming from you. We have to find out where it's coming from. And it was him. It was that assistant manager who was using my code, because he trained me, so he knew my code and my sign-on, and he was stealing all that fentanyl under my name. And I helped bust him. Okay, let's just put it that way. And I'm always put in the way of seeing when something bad happens to me, how that person gets theirs. It was like 10 o'clock at night. He was high as a kite. And I'd gone to the garage to go get my car. And just as I was coming out, that is when the cops pull him over. He was pulled over. I didn't know it was him. And I saw them dragging him out. And I stopped automatically, knee-jerk reaction. And I was like, I said his name. And this one real nasty little cop came up to me and put this bag filled with drug paraphernalia, a couple of fentanyl vials, crack pipe, piece of crack, and said, you know about this? You know about this? And this other cop came and took him. It's like, yo, man, leave her alone. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. No, she knows him, so she probably knows about this. And like, he kicked my car door. What the fuck? Any cops listening out there, what the fuck? You know? So the other cop grabbed him. Was like, no, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So he grabbed him away. And then the next day, his face was, somebody sent me the text message of his face in the paper and how he got arrested. Now, yesterday, when I was at the gym, I was going into the female locker room, coming out of the male locker room. Guess who I bump into? I bump into him. Let's just say R. I bump into R. Hey, oh my God. Hey, how you doing? Now, talk about forgiveness. And this has to do with everything we're going through. As these arrests happen, as names are being dropped, we have to dig deep down. We have to dig inside of us to forgive so we could move forward. Okay? Now, the old me, before I found Jesus, just kidding. The old me, before I truly started ascending, I probably would have grabbed a barbell and hit him upside the frickin' face. I really would have. You know, I grew up in New York City taking the subways since the 3rd grade. I used to walk around with a switchblade on me, and I'm not kidding. I did. For my own protection, because they used to frickin' molest you on the train. I've cut a couple of hands, not kidding. So, the old me, I'd have cut a bitch, really. There would have been a barbell on the side of his head. But I was like, oh my God, hey, how are you? And he's like, I'm doing so much better. You know, I have to, he didn't specifically apologize for setting me up. He's like, you know, I have to apologize. You know, I was in such a bad place. I was like, oh, you're all big and buffed now. He was like, jailhouse muscles, I suppose. Please don't take any offense. And he's like, yeah, you know, I feel so much better. I'm taking care of myself. You know, I left where I was living. And, you know, so I found some work now, and I'm working, and I'm doing so much better. I'm doing really good now. I'm like, okay, hey, good for you. Good to see that you're doing okay. And I walked into the female locker room. Did I scream? Yes, I screamed when I got that. I was like, like, oh my God, how did I not hurt him? By the grace of God, I didn't hurt the man. Okay, by the grace of God. But then that's when all of a sudden it got into my heart how all of us, we're going to have to forgive in order to move forward. We're going to and it has to do with that person, whoever did the harm, the crime against humanity, the crime against you. Of course, they have to truly in their heart feel sorrow, feel remorse for what they did, and truly want forgiveness for what they did. And I felt that sincerity coming from him. I really did. I truly felt that sincerity coming from him, because he had like tears in his eyes when he was talking to me, you know, and that's when I was like, it was like I was like, fuck, I so want to hit you, but I can't. So that's my whole story with the drug scene and fentanyl, and it all ties in together with you guys too. You know, we're going to have to forgive when all this shit blows up and blows up and blows up. It's all coming to the surface. So that's the connection with the ships and the drugs and Australia going down in Long Beach, California. And more of this is not just a one-time deal. More and more of this is going to come out, as we know, as I've told you guys. Okay. Now, when it comes to also Red Pill 78, he also talks about how he got some intel, and he didn't mention the person's name, from a military insider, that, you know, the news, the fake news, you know, like the CNNs and the Channel 7s, they're showing the pictures they're showing of the so-called military exercise that went down in California. They're showing pictures from a different location, not Wilshire Boulevard. Okay. And I knew that because I lived on Wilshire Boulevard. I worked on Wilshire Boulevard. So I was like, it's two different things. I don't need to be freaking psychic to know that, especially when you live there. But he was saying that, you know, the clips that we saw of how it was posted on Twitter, and the other ones of the people carrying out in the bio hazmat suits, those are the real clips, and those are actual special military forces for the president, which I knew. And here's another thing that I totally knew. That was not by happenstance. Okay, that was not by happenstance. Somebody didn't happen to be standing on top of a building filming that. And if anyone actually believes that, I have a weather balloon to sell you. Because, come on now. No one just happened to be standing on top of that building to get all of that for that long. And more video clips are coming out of that whole entire scene. It was done on purpose to show how the news, the regular news, the fake news on TV we see is fake as fuck. Because they're trying to pass off Long Beach as freaking downtown Wilshire Boulevard. Like people don't live in freaking Wilshire Boulevard and know what the heck Wilshire Boulevard looks like, you know? So they're trying to pass off that whole shit. But, of course, the Alliance, the White Hats, they want the real stuff to come out. So it's being leaked out that way. You know, you got to go through the back door. When the front door is blocked, you just go through the back door. You go under, however you're going to get past that wall. You go under the wall, over the wall, through whatever. You got to go through that back door. So, please, that was not happenstance that somebody was on a roof. And from the different angles that you see it on, it was not just one person. Several people were on different roofs taking pictures, you know, filming stuff. Okay? So we all know this. It's all confirmed that it was a raid. It wasn't some damn military exercise. No one's buying that shit. Okay. Now when it comes to, okay, I covered the forgiveness, the drugs, and okay, also with the drugs, sorry to jump around, folks. Also with the drugs, when it comes to my healing clinic, and other people are going to be guided to do more and more of this stuff. Also, it's going to be needed so bad, because there's going to be an influx of people, a huge flood of people, because those type of busts, the drug busts, are going to happen more and more and more, because all those ports of entry, whether it be by sea, because now by ground with the wall coming up, that's going to be seriously cut off to the U.S. Now the ports are going to be covered also. So, you know, they're not going to have ground, air, or by sea. So all those drugs are going to be cut off. All these people, they're going to be going through the withdrawals. They're going to have problems. They're going to need rehab. And the way they used to rehab people now is you know, just replace a drug with another drug, you know, methadone clinics and shit like that. Horrible, 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 you know, or other Suboxone, other shit that I'd like to mention. But, you know, all that stuff is going to go away because it's just doing nothing more than keeping people hooked. So all that nonsense is going to go away. So that's why we're going to be needed to step up. And the first thing we're going to do is to have to help these people rehab themselves. Okay. And, oh yeah, when all this happened, when I got the confirmation, because I was like, ugh, I don't want to listen to these type of channels. They're so political and divisive still. They still talk in duality. And I immediately was guided to look at the time, and the time was 7:17. And my oversoul was like, you know, 717 is destiny. It is the true destiny. It is the destiny calling number. So it's like, no, this is the truth you're getting. So I was like, okay. And the next thing I want to cover are the clouds. Now, we all know what the whole chemtrail clouds look like, the streaks and how they spread apart. And we've been seeing those, like, I refer to them as harp clouds, like they're puffy and like stick together, like they almost look like they're glued together, puff balls, and they like blanket the sky. When I came out here this morning, I had some forming right in front of me. And I was like, what the heck? And then I immediately heard telepathically, it's not always bad. I was like, what do you mean it's not always bad? And it's like, it's not always bad. And it's not necessarily harp all the time. It's actually those ships cloaking themselves. And I was shown how they they're condensing, like it's almost like how natural clouds are formed from the evaporation. They're taking the moisture from the natural clouds, because you'll always see natural clouds next to them. They're literally, and I've seen streaks coming from the natural clouds into those clouds. That day that I filmed that mothership that was cloaked, and also, you guys, that other video, a lot of people are missing it thinking I'm talking about the clouds. I'm not. If you look in the clouds, you will see the outline of a huge circle. And here's my hawk. Yes, I'm saying it right. Of a huge, holy crap, of a huge, huge circle. Huge. Couple of people saw it, but it's like a huge circle. Within the clouds, you see the outline of it. And it has to do with sucking the moisture from the regular clouds to form that cloaking thing. So I was actually shown how it was done. I was like, oh, okay. So they were showing me how it was done so I could talk about it here. So when you see that, look carefully. You might see that outline of that mothership, or you might see, you know, some sphere. Whether that's a ship or not, I don't know. I don't know what the spheres are, because I didn't catch it on camera, because all I have is my phone. I had my phone on me. But I saw that big sphere forming, but right next to that big sphere, I saw two other smaller spheres, and they were metal spheres zooming about. Okay, but I didn't catch it quick enough on camera. But when you see those clouds, sometimes it's literally a ship, an extraterrestrial ship cloaking itself, and that's how it uses the cloaking thing. It sucks, it forms that to hide into it. It sucks the moisture to form those clouds, that to blanket itself and everything. Really interesting stuff. Okay, what else? Ships and clouds. Okay, yeah, that's basically it. What else? Something else is coming through right now. More stuff going on at the Vatican. More stuff going on in the Vatican. Ugh, I'm feeling it right here. Ooh. Some stuff coming out about the Vatican again. Ugh. There's nothing I can't stand more than talking about the Vatican. Because, you know, my family is so Catholic. And my mother has the Pope's pictures everywhere. and she sends me stuff, and it's just like, ugh. So, you know, and I grew up so Catholic, it just bothers me. I don't know, some shit coming out about the Vatican. All right, everyone. I was getting disheartened yesterday, I have to say, because I was just like, I'm so tired of the lies. Because, again, they're not going to stop until they're completely obliterated. They're just not going to stop. And it's, even though they're exposed, we have them trapped, we're smoking them out, we're blowing them out, you know, they're still going to keep trying and trying and trying until the last one standing falls, basically. And I'm just like, you know, and I was like, come on, Oversoul, didn't enough of us tip the scale that they could just go poof, go away? And I basically got laughed at. I was said, for millennia, this energy has been going on. A few years of cleanup is to be expected, at least. Like, I was literally laughed at, and I was like, okay, fine. We just have to have heart and deal with it and just focus on our own business. You know what I'm saying? Business of building our pockets of heaven and just getting our shit together. Okay, so, all right, people, that's all I can say. And my book signing is coming up this Saturday at Kendall. That is in South Miami. How the Caterpillar Flew, A Journey of Self-Discovery, Awaken the Hidden Potential in Your Young One. And I'm doing, you know, it's my book signing, book launching, doing autographs, and story time. Okay. So, yeah, just quick peek inside. Look at the beautiful artwork. It's a rhyming storybook. So if anyone's available, like 11:30 to 1 o'clock, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'll be down at the Barnes & Noble. They have a beautiful stage set up with like a little forest, because my book is set up in a beautiful forest, you know, magical forest. So, how cute is that? Yay! All right, so if anyone's interested in my webinars, Saturdays and Sundays, Reiki healing, tapping circles, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the Cabalian and applying the 7 Hermetic principles, Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You must register online. And you could also purchase my book at any major online. Oh, shoot. You could purchase my, sorry about it. You could purchase my book on any major online book retailer, or if you want autographed copy, get it from my website, higherrealmholistics.com, along with sessions. And I have my office in North Miami Beach, where I do healing sessions underneath my lovely pyramid, along with spiritual counseling. All right. Peace, Lady V out. We already won. Cleanup is messy. We know this, including myself. I need to meditate more, maybe, to get into the zone, to allow myself to deal with these energies a bit more. All right, Lady V out. Peace.